Hello.
Greetings, my friend.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Hmm. Where are you tuning in from, Fred? California or?
Yeah, just outside of San Francisco in Marin County.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I regret that I missed you a month or so ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all right. I'll come back.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, only ever.
Yeah, where were you in California? Were you in this area?
It was a sort of, well, it's the San Francisco Bay area,
Yeah.
um, and Sacramento is, I think that was where I was staying. Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Cool.
Hmm. Are
Okay.
you originally
Now,
from California?
say again?
Are you originally from California?
No, originally from the East Coast in Baltimore.
Oh,
Yeah. And I've been around. Spent a couple months 3 months in India, Hawaii, Asheville, North Carolina. Life has taken me here and there as needed. Yeah.
oh, nice. And what brings you here, so to speak?
Your gushing sweetness.
Oh.
Absolutely gushing. Beautiful. Yeah. Yeah. Well, life dumped me off the cliff about in 2017. Um, I had, in the story of it, realized all that I had been looking for in terms of a guru, and I'd always wished for a realized being in a body. Um, Once I was told the story in the late 90s that I had been very highly initiated in the realms of darkness. Um, and at some point during that part of my journey, I woke up to the fact of where the fuck I was and said, "Let me out of here." And apparently made a deal uh, in this very beautiful story, which at the time in the mid '90s helped me to understand the that the life up to that point had been consistently meeting glass ceilings and smackdowns by seemingly very uh, light forces that wouldn't allow me to go to any further or deeper. So when I was made aware after dropping into the cliff of one of the greatest dark night of the soul up to that point, that I had been part of darkness, and that this lifetime was a purgatory lifetime, as it were, where I had made the deal to get out of darkness, but part of that deal had been the agreement not to use what I knew about them against them once I got out, and that here I was in a purgatory lifetime, which so neither side would give me any real power, and I'd been very used to power and royalty and riches and being part of the 1/10 of 1% for many lifetimes. This time I was born to a wealthy Jewish family, but walked away at age 19, wanting to find out who I was, and not just to step into my dad's shoes. Um, so obviously, even at that point, I didn't know. I had a different meaning for the question, "Who am I?" I
Hmm.
thought it was like, "Who am I as a personality?" And I wandered for 40, 50 years, always trying to find out who I am as who is this Fred person? What is this really about? And how do I be enough? Was really what it was. The wandering was, how do I be enough? And how do I get ultimately mommy's love, which
Hmm.
uh, there was not. That mom, the biological mom, didn't know how to love. She was in her own suffering deeply. And um, so I, as the oldest son to a rich Jewish family, left, you know, wandering, looking for love in all the wrong places. And then finally, uh, in 2017, when I fell off the cliff again, was accused of attempted double murder in Florida of my guru and his wife. Um, and that was sufficient to get me thrown out of the family a small spiritual family in Florida, and that was the seemingly ultimate kick in the balls and all the chakras at the same time into deep hopelessness. And then at that time, not only did the mental and emotional body reach despair, but the physical body for the first time fell off its cliff of seemingly endless health and vigor. And I was completely, for a year and a half, I was like death warmed over and didn't care really because there was nothing to live for. Which then about a year later, the understanding started to appear, and I met Adyashanti, actually re-met Adya, and felt deeply in rapture, with recognizing, what there is to recognize. And the journey has been from there of progressively seeing that which previously I've been living as the various aspects of the personality, the conditioning. And so now I'm.
Oh, so hold
No,
on.
I'm,
No.
yeah.
Sorry, your audio cut in and out there. But I think you're back now. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think we're okay again. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I
Well,
didn't miss anything. I didn't miss anything. It just cut out for a second.
I'm glad that we're okay again because that's what I've been. The whole life has been trying to be okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, it's not seeking sympathy anymore because I'm the observer of that now, and it's a great relief to not be living as the emotional body. Yeah. And so now there's the understanding of that message, your message, completely understanding, and many moments of aha and laughter and just the ridiculousness of it all. All the somethings trying to be nothing, and the ridiculousness of, so in other words, there's touching of where you're coming from, and the delight of that, and just the loving of your form and your energy and your compassion and your patience, and your obvious ability to keep referencing from what is and isn't, and enjoying the challenges that you as a teacher, how you deal with each moment of the questioning that comes at you, and with such patience and compassion. It's very, obviously it's reflecting a part of myself, or it wouldn't be so inspiring. So thank you for the mirror. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
So the one that I've become aware of in the last day or two, anticipating meeting you this way, is the mechanism here is about seeking approval,
Mhm.
still wanting mommy's love.
Yeah.
And, and I guess it's like getting up to public speak. The mind goes over and over and over preparing so that one can appear to be okay and get approval from
Mhm.
the audience.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah. Because
So I know.
as long as I have approval, I'm a separate person with a real separate world, and and therefore I'm safe because the validation that I get from of another separate person validates me as a separate person, and that gives it a comfort blanket in its existential dis-ease. And if it doesn't get that validation, it ceases to exist. Yeah.
And conceptually, and you know, twice I've had the experience of non-locality. So in the memory of those experiences, there's whatever amount of certainty that a mind can have about what's so ultimately. Um, Yeah, yeah. So I'm just doing what I can to be in the moment. Again, and even that's funny to say, but that's what the mind is doing.
Mhm.
Um, where else is there to be, right? Yeah,
Yeah. Well, the wonder of this is, Fred, is that there isn't a moment to stay in, nor is there a moment to fall out of. Because immediacy, which is all there ever is not timely. And it's so boundless and it's so total. It's already this. So the wonder is that that approval I'm looking for in my mummy or in anyone else that could replicate my mother's love is actually everything. It's even the looking for it because it's unconditional. It's everything. It's this. It's waiting, it's seeking, it's anticipating. It's love looking for love. It's unconditional love looking for love in a person, in a thing, in a place, a practice, a state of mind. And it can't find it because it's all there is. And that's the wonder. That's the liberation. The total unfounded and unfathomable liberation that this is already home. But there isn't a separate self to remain home, to come home, to abide or reside in home. The homeliness of this is the illusory dissolving of that separate self energy altogether, which is compassion, really. Yeah, as you said, the word compassion. That's the compassion. It's the love, and in that is no one. There's no one there. It's just love. All that's left is love. Yeah, unconditional love.
yeah. So the desire in meeting you in this way is comes out of the belief that something meeting nothing assists that apparent state of the something that remains to dissolve into its own nothingness by meeting, directly connecting with a more realized version of the nothingness. Yeah.
Right.
And all that is belief anyway, but I do believe that there's some assistance there in the GURU relationship.
Okay. Well, it's
Yeah.
in a way this is so I have to be clear.
You're not a guru.
Yeah. In the most compassionate and sincere way. Yes, that can be made to start with. I have no specialness because there is no me and you to ascribe specialness to. There's no sense that I'm more or less realized than you, or more or less enlightened, or special, or significant, holy, or anything like that. This is the complete collapse of comparison, separation, and abstraction. And in that, there is no place for higher and lower, more and less,
And I understand that from that
specialness.
perspective, but also my perspective, being still identified as an individual, that person speaking believes that it can get some benefit from being in the presence of someone who has that perspective that you just spoke.
Yeah, so what
Just
can
like
seem to happen, what can seem to happen is an exposure, and that what those words just said was part of that. The exposure that what's longed for, what's truly, ultimately, and absolutely longed for, is the absence of separation, the absence of feeling separate altogether, and that's an illusory, energetic subsidence of a sense of location, autonomy, individuality, and and continuity. So these illusory aspects and misinterpretations can seem to subside in an exposure which is purely energetic, although we speak with words and terms and that. But energetically, it can seem as though there's an openness to what is already, and it is emphasized the word already because the whole what's next energy is part of the dream. The dream child of the separate self is always in a world, only ever in a world, of anticipating what's next. It's part of its dream of orientation, really, of being here and now and waiting or expecting or seeking for there and then. And what's wondrously, gloriously revealed is that there is no there and then. There is no what's next. And there is no here and now either, therefore. And so this which is total is already timelessly and boundlessly this. And in that, there's an openness, there's a receptivity to the possibility that what this dream energy was longing for this entire time was never even a millimeter away, was never even in front of me. It's not me. There is no me for this to be about. It's too total for me, for the me energy, for the dream of there being a separate self. So it's not really, really close either. It's this. It's totally this. It's already this. And the freedom of that is incomprehensible and indescribable, and yet it would seem energetically undeniable.
See,
Cheers.
tea or coffee?
It's decaf coffee.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I need a refund.
A refund?
Just, yeah,
Yeah.
because the mind isn't getting any action.
No, nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing to get, nothing to give. Yeah, this is already whole. Yeah, this isn't about, you know, experiencing higher levels or deeper levels of consciousness or samadhi or progressing towards an ultimate destination of gratification. This open exposure is totally beyond all dimensionality whatsoever. This is already absolute, complete, full, boundless, total. Every imaginable sensation and perception, no more or less without comparison, no more or less without abstraction, no more or less without duality. Just this is already, it's already enough. It's already more than enough. It's so abundant in its emptiness. It's his home. This is home. I, the dream child, was so busy looking for it in a conditioned state, place, person, or thing. I was simply too busy looking for it to ever see the intensity and the vibrancy of
One
this.
of the one of the words that amuses me is the word seeking.
Yes.
When we get to the point in seeking, then we see the king.
Well, the journey and the destination is a relative reality, isn't it? Yeah. It's like the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, which I'm always heading towards, and it's always moving away from me.
I think it was St. Francis. What you're looking for is what is looking.
Hmm. Yes. In a sense, in a sense. That there is no subject to remain in the absolute. When the subject stops looking, when the object stops appearing, no one left, no two.
And yet the wave is the wave is the wave in the ocean as long as it is the wave.
Well, there isn't really a separate wave, though, is there?
No, but there's an apparency of a distinction.
In the dream. The dream
Yeah,
is the dream is the world of distinction. Yeah. But the ocean doesn't see a separate wave apart from it.
not from the point of view of the ocean. No,
Right. Which is the absolute. Which is so absolute that it's so absolute and so free that it could appear to be not free. Yeah, it could appear to be looking. It could appear as looking. Yeah.
as there as if there could be something as so absolute.
Right. Yeah.
Either it is or it isn't. It can't not be. Yeah,
Mm.
it is what it is. What it is. And when I did have that experience, I was sitting at my desk one day, and suddenly I was the situation. I was there. There was only the awareness of being the situation, the room, the everything that was visible at that moment. Suddenly, I was that, as opposed to an object within that.
Mm.
It was like when Aja was mountain climbing, which he did seriously before he uh, came upon the word awakening at the age of 19. He was a mountain climber, and he was usually the head of the pack, the only one climbing up first, roped to his buddies below, and the leader was always the one that had the risk, and he always volunteered to be that one. Um, and then one time, he was reaching for the next handhold and the next foothold, and there was nothing. He couldn't grab anything, and he realized that it was a few more seconds that his full muscles would give out after exhaustion of however long it took to get to exhaustion. And he realized he was about to fall off and either die or be seriously hurt. And then suddenly, um, he was the situation, and and when he was the situation, the body scampered up and made the top easily.
Mm.
It was no longer limited by its being the individual, being the
Mm.
wave.
Mm. Mm. Yeah, he disappeared, possibly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm. That illusory misperception of feeling like there's someone here, it can apparently dissolve in all sorts of different situations. It's never really there in the first place, it's an illusion. But it seems like sometimes, or certain times, certain situations, not with any real cause and effect, of course, there can just be a complete blowing out, complete disappearance of a sense of me, what we could loosely call a sense of me. It's not really me at all, it's just energy in that form. but yeah, it can seem to disappear. It can disappear sporadically, gradually, explosively, or very quietly. But there never is actually a reality to actually appear or disappear. Yeah, but those things can seem to happen.
Well, there seems to be in my journey and your journey points of shift
In the
after which thing
story, in the story,
again.
in the
Yeah,
story. Yeah.
of course, yeah. Well, that's all there is, and when there is, the
Yeah.
wave, the wave is the wave to the wave. Yeah,
Yeah. It's not real though. It's not real. And it
it does have.
doesn't need to be real either. The storytelling is just this natural vibrancy showing up as a story. Yeah. Freedom expressing as that.
I also appreciate you making this so affordable. Thank you.
Mm. Oh, that's all right. You're welcome.
Your question? Okay. Yeah. Was this body born as a male?
Yes.
Yours? And did you go through trans into female characteristics? Yeah. Yeah, I kind of thought so. It's really, I thought it was really interesting that um, you'd be combining and mixing the male and the female, given you're about eliminating both or walking out of any any distinction. Yeah, nice. I love your tattoos um, and you're so sweet. Oh my god, gushing sweetness. Yeah, really appreciate that. That's beautiful. Yeah,
Yeah.
innocent.
Mm. It seemed like a very personal journey, and for one to be the other, the identity seemed so strong, and that it all collapses. Everything collapses. Yeah. All
Yeah,
sense, position, identity, being this, being that, being someone,
yeah,
being no one even as an identity. It's like it all gloriously falls apart, and what's left is simply unidentifiable. Yeah. And
beautiful.
unconditional love just can't be identified. It can't be conditioned. Yeah. It's
Which
neither.
allows you to be in a position to assist the rest of us. Thank you.
Mm.
Because you're not buying any of the other apparencies, which
Yeah.
allows them to dissolve, from my perspective.
Mm.
Looks like I'm on the same road, or I wouldn't be so attracted. That was funny. Well, that was true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
It's all innocence. All of this is innocence. Yeah. Wild innocence.
And you use the word chaos quite a bit. That's interesting. The
Yeah.
mind doesn't like that.
Yeah. Oh, well, no, definitely not. I mean, if there was ever such a thing as a mind, it seems to live and as a reality of order, structure, concreteness.
Linear, linear, baby. Yeah, got to be linear, or it's crazy. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Hmm.
Let me know if you need to go time wise, whatever's appropriate.
Well, it's an hour. The session lasts an hour, so yeah,
Perfect.
it's just we just sit and talk or sit quietly. However, whatever comes up is all this equally in equal measure.
Well, thank you. Thank you. So to speak.
You're so welcome.
So to speak. Yeah. Yeah. Very exciting what's happening on the planet. You come to help us awaken. Me too. Many of us. Exciting time to be alive.
Hmm.
You know what star you're from? You, the personality?
Um, I don't think so. No.
Okay. Can't get that low. All right.
Yeah. You're not talking star sign, are you?
No, no, no. Star system.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't. Hmm.
Do you know Ajashanti? You know of him?
I know of Adi Ashanti. Yes. Yeah. He lives in San Francisco or near San Francisco.
He's now in outside of Reno, from my understanding, in a small town. He moved out into the country about 2 years ago, retired from teaching.
Mm-hmm. I think what he shares is perhaps different to what this body seems to share. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Not
Yeah.
that there's anything right or wrong, no real comparison without separating again. Yeah.
No. Well, just a different vibration,
Hmm.
different presentation
Right.
to reach everybody who's ready.
Hmm. And what are we ready for exactly?
Awakening at various stages of it.
Okay. And
Realization, the wave realizing the ocean.
okay. So just explore that a little bit. What does it look like if the wave realizes the ocean? Does the wave remain a separate wave?
It does, but it recognizes its base reality as the ocean,
I
and its
see.
temporary manifestation and expression as the wave.
Right. So it knows that conceptually then, perhaps.
No, no. Well, I mean, initially it's conceptual. Like over here, it's very well set in conceptually and is more and more experientially as a progressive experience over here. Yeah, and I believe that's happening with with the whole collective, and that's why we're here at this time, maturing in the way that we are, and carrying, um, being the needle nose of the spaceship, as it were, that is humanity.
Mm. Mhm. Yeah.
You know,
Well,
giving up the ghost first and letting them know it's fine out here. The weather's okay. Come on over.
mm,
Yeah,
mm,
permission. Yeah, beating the path.
right. Well, what seems to have happened to tell us to tell another story is that the wave of Alexis is no more. That the wave was never really a wave. It was only a mildly appearing illusory fluctuation of an infinite beyond space and time ocean. It was never apart from that ocean. It was never even really there. It was an illusory fluctuation of the ocean, which never really actually happened. And what appears to be the absolute liberation, which is beyond any comprehension and yet can only be talked about loosely or talked around loosely with metaphors and terms, is that, yeah, the wave disappeared. The wave disappeared, and now there is only the ocean. Yeah. So the ocean, the wave never recognized the ocean, and the ocean never really recognized the wave. The wave was a mild fluctuation of the ocean to which it disappeared back into. And then there's just that. So there's no one to identify as that. There's no one to be standing apart from that. There is only that. There is only ocean. Yeah. So Alexis, there's no Alexis. There is no one called Alexis. There is no.
But there is whatever's operating through that body that receives the money and gives the word and passes the words through.
So this is immediacy talking, and this is immediacy listening. This is the ocean talking, this is the ocean listening. But there's no one talking through the ocean. There is
Okay,
only the
yeah,
ocean. Yeah.
that's where my realization seems to stop right now. Yes, I understand it, but I don't experience it.
And you never will. You never will.
Okay,
Because the end
okay,
of you is the end of
right,
experience.
got it. Yeah,
When I, the separate self, aka the wave, disappear, I stop experiencing anything. I stop experiencing altogether. I stop existing, and I illusorily dies into the beloved arms of the ocean, which it was never really apart from, of course. And that's
the deep truth.
that's total, the total embrace, yeah. But I lose everything. I lose all of my identifications. I lose all of my samskaras. I lose all of my experiences and my accomplishments. And most of all, I lose myself. I lose everything. And then I'm no more. I disappear. I die. I'm gone. I'm annihilated, obliterated, gloriously and compassionately. And then there's just the ocean. There's no one separate from this appearance. There's no one standing back from the appearance. There's no one
And there's
aware.
no one who's lost anything.
Yeah, it's just this vibrancy. Yeah. But all the time, I, the dream wave, I'm looking out for the ocean. I'm always seemingly apart from it. I'm always a separate wave relating to a separate thing called the ocean. Well, then I never find it. I never get there. I never get closer or further because it's an illusion. It's a dream. So when I stop looking, I cease to be. But I can't initiate that because that's my absence, that's my demise. I'm not interested in that. I'm invested in what's in it for me, the dream, the dream individual. Yeah. So that's its existential predicament, you see. It rubs up against the reality of being separate and yet it longs, desperately longs to come back. Yeah. relax into its maternal embrace from which it was never apart or divided. Yeah. It was nice sitting with you, Fred.
You're so sweet. Sweetness. And part of me was afraid. Fear came up,
Mm.
going to escape.
Mm. Yeah.
Masquerading as concern for your time.
It's all right. Yeah. Mm. Thank you. Yeah. Thanks for reaching out and for hanging out. Mm.
Other sister, thank you.
Mm. Mm. Well, I always offer this to everyone who books a one-to-one that you can always stay in touch, but via email or WhatsApp or join public Zooms, or people are always welcome to book another one-to-one if they wish. There's just options there, and I did record this, but I never put it up publicly unless the person wants it to or says it's okay. If they don't, I usually just send it to them privately via WeTransfer. Um, yeah.
Both are okay.
Hmm. Okay. I'll send it to you and I'll put it up online then, yeah? Yeah.
If it will serve, that's wonderful.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Okay, love. Well, have a beautiful rest of your day and a nice weekend. And perhaps I'll see you on the West Coast sometime, if not somewhere else, somewhere else.
I will be done, brother and sister.
Well, it was lovely, lovely meeting you and being with you. Yeah, okay. Hmm. Lots of love. See you.